Hello everyone, welcome to Pabbly. So in this video we are going to learn how to send Typeform welcome messages and log leads automatically. So I run a business where I want to create the record of my new leads received from Typeform and even send welcome messages to them or welcome emails to them by Gmail. So here my objective is, as soon as I receive a new lead from the Typeform, I am going to send them a welcome message or welcome email by Gmail and even create the record of that lead. So for building the integration between these three applications, I am going to use an amazing automation tool, that is Pabbly Connect. So if you also want to build this automation, let me take you towards my screen. Welcome to my screen. So in this video I am going to show you how you can send welcome emails to the Typeform lead and add the data to the Google Sheet for maintaining a record. So right before you on my screen you can see I have integrated three applications, that is Typeform, Gmail and Google Sheet. And by the help of this integration I am going to send a welcome email to my lead which I have recently received from Typeform, and afterwards I am going to add the detail of my lead in my Google Sheet. So now I am going to show you how you can build this amazing automation by just using an amazing automation tool, that is Pabbly Connect. But before that I am going to show you the real working of this automation. So for that let's move on to my Typeform which I have created. So here you can see this is the Typeform I have created named as lead form, and now I am going to fill this form. So here you can see I have provided my first name as my name, and now I am going to enter my last name over here. So here I have provided my last name as well, and now I am going to enter my email address. So here I have entered my email address as well, and afterwards I am going to enter my city. So here you can see I am entering my city as Bhopal, and now I am going to enter my phone number. So here you can see I have entered my phone number as well. So with this I have filled my form. Now I am going to submit this form, and here you can see as I have submitted this form, my form has been successfully submitted. Now let's move on to my Gmail to check whether I am receiving a welcome email over there or not. So here you can see in my Gmail account I am successfully receiving this email having the subject welcome to Pabbly, and here I am getting the same name which I have recently entered over my Typeform, and in this email you can see that I am getting the same name again. So with this we are done with our first step of our automation. Now let's move on to my Google Sheet to check whether I am receiving the data over there or not. So here you can see this is the Google Sheet I have created named as Typeform leads record, where I am receiving four fields, that is full name, email, phone number and city. And here you can see I am receiving the same data which I have recently filled over my Typeform. So here you can see our whole automation is working properly. This automation is sending welcome emails to my clients and even saving their records to my Google Sheet. So you can also build this amazing automation for your own business by just using Pabbly Connect. And for accessing the Pabbly Connect, you just have to type its URL over the new tab, that is pabbly.com/connect, and once you will enter the URL you will be getting the landing page of Pabbly which can be seen here. And on this landing page you can see we are getting two options, that is sign in and sign up free. So if you are a new user you can simply click over this sign up free, but if you are an existing user you can simply click over this sign in. And if you sign up your account for free over the Pabbly Connect, you get 100 free tasks every month for practicing Pabbly Connect. But before moving on forward, I am going to tell you about Pabbly Community. So here you can see this is the page of Pabbly Community where automation users, marketers and business owners gather to share their ideas, ask questions and get relevant update regarding using the Pabbly application. So you can also join Pabbly Community now and grow your business with us. And if you wish to join the Pabbly Community, you can find link in the description given below. Now let's move on to Pabbly Connect again, and here I am going to simply click over this sign in as I already have an account. And once you finish your sign up you will be getting this all Pabbly apps page where you can see the products provided by Pabbly. And as we are going to integrate some applications, we will be using this Pabbly Connect app which can integrate different applications and start automating your work. So for automating this task we have to access Pabbly Connect by just clicking on this access now button, and we will be landed to the dashboard page of Pabbly Connect which can be seen here. And on this dashboard page you can see these are the folders I have created, and inside these folders I have created my workflows. So if you also want to to create your own folder, you simply have to click over this create new folder button, and here you have to provide the folder name, and afterwards if you want you can select the parent folder also, and the next you have to click over this create button and your folder will be created. And now I am going to create a workflow. So for that you simply have to click over this create workflow button, and here we are getting the option for selecting the workflow builder. So here we are getting two workflow builder, that is beta, which is modern, faster and more flexible, and another workflow builder we are getting this classic, which will provide you stable and familiar approach. So here I am going to use this newly launched workflow builder beta. So for that you simply have to click over the select button, and here you have to provide the workflow name. So now I am going to provide a workflow name over here. So here I have provided the name send welcome emails to Typeform leads and log leads, and afterwards I am going to select my folder as Gmail folder. Now we simply have to click over this create button, and here you can see we are receiving this pop-up which says workflow created successfully, and we are landed to a workflow page where we are getting the option for adding the trigger. So now you might be thinking, what is this trigger? So trigger is our first application or the application which is going to initiate our workflow. So in this case I want to initiate my workflow as soon as I receive a new lead over my Typeform. So here I am going to select my trigger app as Typeform, and you can have only one trigger app but you can have many action applications. So I am going to simply click over this add trigger button, and you will be getting this trigger setup page where I am going to search for the Typeform. So here I am going to type it, and here you can see as I have typed it I am getting this Typeform. So I am going to select it, and afterwards I am going to select my app event as new entry. Now we simply have to click over this connect button, and here we are landed to the Typeform connection page where we are getting two options. So if you already have an existing connection you can use this, that is select existing connection, and if you want to build a new connection you can simply click over this add new connection button, and here you have to simply click over this connect with Typeform, and here you have to allow the access. So here I am going to simply click over this accept, and our connection will be built, which can be seen here. And as I have built in my connection I am getting the option for selecting the form. So here I am going to select my form as lead form. So here as I have selected my form I am going to simply click over the save and send test request, and here I am going to enable the simple response to receive the response in a simple format. So here it is waiting for the webhook response, and for providing the webhook response we have to do the test submission, and for doing the test submission we have to fill the Typeform which I have created in my account. So now let's move on to my Typeform account, and here you can see I'm landed to my Typeform account where you can see the form which I have created named as lead form. So now I am going to select it. So here you can see again I am landed to my Typeform, and now I am going to fill this form providing first name as Smart, and here I have provided my last name as user. Now I am going to enter my email address smartuser@pabblytudes.com, and afterwards I am going to provide my city as Bhopal. So here I am going to enter my city as well, and afterwards I am going to enter my phone number. So here I am going to search for Indian code, and afterwards I am going to enter my mobile number which I have entered. Now I am going to submit this form, and here our form has been successfully submitted. Now let's move on to my Pabbly Connect to check whether we are receiving the response over there or not. So now let's move on to Pabbly Connect again, and here you can see we are successfully receiving the response, that is response A, with the same fields and the same responses which we have recently entered over our Typeforms. So with this we are done with our only one trigger app. Now I am going to add some action steps. So here I am going to add two action steps, that is for sending emails to my clients, and afterwards I am going to save the data to the Google Sheet. So for that you simply have to click over this add new action step button, and you will be landed to this action setup page where I am going to select my action app as Gmail as I am going to send an email, and afterwards I am going to select my app event as send email. Now we simply have to click over this connect button, and again we are landed to the connection page. So if you want to build a new connection you can simply click over this add new connection button, and here you have to sign up with your Google account, but as I already have an existing connection I will be using this. Now we simply have to click over the save button, and our connection will be built, and here you can see I am getting some of the fields. So the first field I am getting is for entering the sender's name, which is compulsory. So here I am going to manually enter my sender's name, that is Pabbly, and this field will be static, means it is not going to change with every new response. So now you might be thinking why I am saying this, because I am going to map all the rest of the fields after this sender email address where you can enter your sender's email address. And now I'm going to map all these fields. Now you might be thinking, what is this mapping? So mapping is the real magic here. So mapping is basically inserting the data from the previous step so that you don't have to enter your values again and again, as mapping makes the field dynamic. So here I'm going to map the recipient's email address from the response which I'm receiving from my Typeform, as Typeform is our previous step, and those fields will be dynamic, means they will be changed with every new responses. So now I'm going to map the recipient's email address. So here I'm going to map it from the response which I'm receiving from Typeform. So here you can see I'm getting my email address, so I'm going to map it. So here I have mapped my recipient's email address, and now I'm getting some of the fields. So if you want to send this email to multiple recipients, you can enter the CC and BCC as well. And afterwards we are getting the field for entering the email subject. So now I'm going to enter the email subject over here. So here you can see I have manually entered this sentence, that is welcome to Pabbly, which is going to be static. And afterwards I'm going to enter the name of my lead from the response. So here I'm going to select this response, and afterwards I'm going to map the first name, and the next I'm going to map the last name. So here I have mapped the name of my lead, and afterwards it is asking me to enter the email content. So here I'm going to provide the email content which I'm going to send to my clients. So here you can see I have entered the email content, and after this word hi, again I'm going to map the name of my lead. So here I'm going to map it from the response which I'm receiving from Typeform. So here I have mapped the name of my lead. Now we are getting the field that is for selecting the email content type, which is already selected as plain, but here you can select HTML as well. And afterwards we are getting some of the fields which are not necessary, so I'm going to leave them blank. Now we simply have to click over the save and send test request, and here you can see I'm receiving a positive response, which means we might have built in the connection and our email might have sent to the account which I have recently mapped. So now let's move on to my Gmail account to check whether I'm receiving an email over there or not. So here you can see I'm in my Gmail account where I'm successfully receiving the email which I have recently sent to my account. So here you can see I'm receiving the email with the same subject, that is welcome to Pabbly Smart User, and this is the name which we have recently mapped to the email subject over our Pabbly Connect. And afterwards again we are receiving the same name which we have recently entered over our Typeform. So here you can see we are sending personalized welcome emails to our clients by the help of Pabbly Connect. So you can also build this automation for sending personalized emails. So with this we are done with our first action step. Now I am going to add one more action step to my workflow. So for that you simply have to click over this add new action step button again, and here I am going to select my action app as Google Sheet, as I am going to save the responses over there. And now I am going to select my app event as add new row. Now we simply have to click over this connect button, and again we are landed to the connection page. So if you want to build a new connection, you can simply click over this add new connection button, and here again you have to sign up with your Google account. But I am going to use my existing connection, so let's click over the save button, and here our connection has been saved successfully, and we are getting some of the fields again. So the first field I am getting is for selecting the spreadsheet. So here I am going to select my spreadsheet as Typeform lead record, which I have recently shown you. And afterwards, as I have selected this spreadsheet, I am getting the option for selecting the sheet which is already selected as sheet 1, and now we are getting some of the fields. So again I am going to perform the mapping so that the data can be replaced with every new responses. So here I am going to map the full name from the response which I am receiving from Typeform. So here I have entered the first name, and afterwards I am going to map the last name. So here I have mapped the full name of my lead, and now I am going to map the email. So here you can see I am getting the email which I have mapped already. Now I am going to map the phone number which I am receiving. So here you can see I am getting the phone number which I have mapped. Now I am going to map the city. So here you can see I am getting the city which I am going to map. So here I have mapped my all responses, and these responses will be replaced as the new responses will be arrived in your Typeform. Now we simply have to click over the save and send test request, and here you can see we are receiving a positive response which demonstrate that we might have sent the data to the Google Sheet. So now let's move on to my Google Sheet which I have created named as Typeform leads. So here you can see this is the Google Sheet I have created named as Typeform leads record, and here we are receiving the 4 fields, that is full name, email, phone number and city, where we are getting the same data, that is full name is smart user, email smartuser@pabblytudes.com, phone number and the city is Bhopal. So here you can see how amazing our Pabbly Connect is. It is automating your all tasks. So in this video you have seen how you can automate your all tasks by by just using Pabbly Connect. So what are you waiting for? Start using Pabbly Connect now and stay tuned to our YouTube channel for learning more about Pabbly and creating many more amazing automations like this. And if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe our channel. And if you want to practice this workflow, you can find its link in the description given below. And if you have any doubt, you can post it over the comment section. So thank you for watching this video. Not only this automation, you can build many more integrations like this by just using Pabbly Connect. So if you have any doubt, you can mail us at support@pabbly.com, and if you have any queries, you can post it over the forums.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issue, then you can visit the URL given over here. So start using Pabbly Connect for free now.